Aubrey O'Day of Danity Kane is speaking out against P. Diddy. My name is Rain. This is how I see it. Thank you for joining me. You already know.
Not gonna watch it. Nowhere else.
Let's get into it. Now, you guys, I am a little bit shocked at what is going on because if anybody speaks, it's gonna be Audrey. Audrey has always had that mouth on her, hence why Diddy was always hiding her. It's like she'd put out a project, kind of like Cassie. You know, it was a big resemblance.
Well, that's how all the corporations do. If you outspeak the most against them, they're gonna put you on the back shelf or force you into the NDAs. Now, she's saying,
thanks to my sponsor of this video. This is Rehab for Love Through the Reflection by Dara Randall. Rehab for Love explores the link between unhealthy love and substance abuse. Intertwine a self-help workbook with the story written in poetry, guiding readers towards profound self-discovery and healing. We often forget what we are, at our core, beings of love. We chase after external sources to quench a thirst that perpetually resides within us. The link will be in the description box below.
Diddy is giving back everyone these rights. Everyone's celebrating. But she's saying, no, let's talk about this. Actually, I was presented with an NDA that is the trade. If we sign the NDA to not speak bad about him, his brother, Sony, everyone in between, we can have our rights back. We just got to sign the NDA.
Yeah, but at this point, she did state that the royalties are just not the same. They're worthless. Like pennies on the dollar, she stated not even more than $800. And also that P. Diddy has banked a revenue of $48 million off of her hits. Now, I'm going to say that I don't think that anything her doing solo really was a big hit. I think that all her collabs were, you know what I mean? In the Danity Kane hits, those, you know, look, Diddy knows what he's doing whenever he's premiering music.
Well, that's how he got away with, taking all that money and signing all these bands with that show, Making the Band. And, she's saying that he may have also burned bridges with MTV, and that's why they're not seeing any reruns or any royalties further off of that show.
Well, if anybody's putting a spotlight on it, she would be, right? Because she's going to go back and research what they've done in the past. Because, yeah, I'd be keeping a close eye on what kind of profits you're making even after the fact. You know what I mean? A lot of these people that leave Diddy's, I want to say household. But I'm just saying that the projects go really, really long. He's got the formula, and everybody wants on the Diddy train whenever they first get started. That it's just disappointing that there's always a negative feedback whenever he's done with them. A lot of times people want to escape. You're dealing with Audrey, so that we pay attention to their relationship and how it was. Like I said, it really does remind me of Cassie. I think that everyone should know their lesson by now whenever they interact with them, but the clout is so big. Obviously, all of them are saying they didn't make much. You know what I'm saying? But their popularity was huge.
Well, let's get real. I mean, MTV was partnering with him. That's kind of was their whole pull. So, of course, he is going to end up with those bigger contracts. So, with it going this long and it not being syndicated again, I would have said, MTV, let's renegotiate these contracts and get this show back into syndication. All these other shows on the network are getting revamps over and over and over,
right.
Millions of dollar contracts. What's the wrong with Making the Band? We put a lot of work into this show, and there were so many artists that collaborated to do this, not just Diddy.
Right.
So, we need that back.
Well, I think, too...
I think they'll probably end up working it out now. But, is it too little too late?
I don't know. Diddy love, maybe on another page at this point. And it depends on how many people are going to sign this, right? But anyway...
There's a few people in the industry, though, who are trying to fight for a reboot. From kid stars to, you name it. Yeah. They're just coming out saying, all these revamps going on, our show was a hit. Where's it at? It's countless people at this point.
I think, too, that it has a lot to do with, I know this kind of sounds crazy, but whenever you think about the writer's strike and you think about the streaming services, the revenue is so low on the pay to where people are really selling out. You know what I'm saying? And we're in desperate times. And I think even for creators that, artists as well, this is just like a never-ending battle because you get used to a certain lifestyle and you just never think it's going to stop. And then once your funds start getting low, people start looking around at what can I sell? What can I make money off of? But I'm glad that she broke down the deets, okay? Because that's something that nobody's came out to say that, hey, this is what my paperwork states. So, yeah, I mean, good luck to them all. I don't know. At this point, I don't really see anybody new in his circle besides like Miami, JT, you know what I'm saying? Like a few that he's got. And then him, the big producers like DJ Khaled. He's always coming out with somebody like him. I can't wait for another 10, 15 years to pass whenever Justin Bieber's got a story to share. You know what I mean? Sway Lee's got a story. These artists, the artists that we really don't hear, French Montana. What's going to happen after P. Diddy passes? I hate to think that way, but on a real note, people are going to have so many stories to tell.